bit, okay? This is a little bit, I think, confusing. Let's go a little bit from scratch, from assuming, and I assume correct, that you guys know nothing about flying and about weather. So let's talk about a few things. I want you guys to write down. Ian, of course, knows more, and Hapton knows more, but let's talk about that. Generally, for a private pilot, we have weather, and we call the weather rules VFR. VFR stands for Visual Flight Rules. Visual Flight Rules. All right. Visual Flight Rules, it's meant when you can fly legally visual. All right? And it goes by how much you can see and how much clouds you have above you. All right? And the minimum VFR minimum, so you can fly visually, VFR minimum, is 3 miles. Now, note, it's not mile that you have in the aircraft. That's the only, when we talk about visual, that's the only time we talk about statute mile. Statute mile, it's a road mile. It's a mile we're using in the road. In aviation, we're using sea mile, and we call it nautical mile. Or for short, you heard the word knots, right? Mm-hmm. Where knots come from, you know?
Speed.
Where the word knots come from? Ian, no? Ian?
In the 17th century, the sailors, like, to know like how fast they were going, they had like ropes with knots tied on uniform intervals, and then after a certain time, they pulled them back and count them. So.
All right. It was way before the 1700th century, Ian. But it sounds convincing the way you say that. It's actually from the Vikings, before the century.
So they had knots on
the Viking, they were a sailor, and they would go to places and rope those places. I mean, so sometimes there was no wind, it was all by sail. They would put the rope in the water with knots. They would count 1 knot, 2 knot, 3 knots, and so on, and they will see how fast they move and how to divide the water and food in the boat till they get the location, destination. All right? So in aviation, only when you talk about visibility, we talk about statute mile, road mile.
Statue you mean by a certain object that you look at to assume the...
Exactly. Statue, it's like statue look at. That's how you can remember, but that has nothing to do with statute mile, the word statute mile.
Okay.
All right, let's go back a little, statute mile and nautical mile. Statute mile, like basically, 0 for every statute mile. 1 statute mile equal 0.8, if I believe good, 0.84. So like 16% more it's nautical mile. So 100 nautical mile, it's equal 116 statute mile.
What? Again?
100 nautical mile equal 116 statute mile.
Okay.
All right? In other words, if you use kilometer, 100 kilometers is 160 something statute mile. It's actually, sorry, 180 and something statute mile, and in 160 something nautical mile.
Why do I need this?
In kilometer. Why you need this? Because in the aircraft we're using knots.
No, but why do I need the tower tells me what is the visibility, or I tell the tower what is the visibility?
No. Basically, when you get weather, yeah, and you can tell, not the tower tells you, or you, it doesn't matter who tells who. It's just if you have less than that, you cannot fly legally visual.
Okay.
We're talking about visual flight rules, when you can fly legally and when you cannot fly legally. So the minimum visual for visual flight rules to fly, it's minimum 3 mile visibility. So you need minimum 3 mile visibility, and you need minimum of 1,000 feet ceiling. Meaning if this is the ground, no less than 1,000 feet ceiling cloud.
Okay.
All right? So this is VFR minimum. Anything less than that, considered to be IFR, instrument flight rules. That means you have to register your flight. You cannot fly legally visual.
Okay.
Got it?
So today it's 700 feet clouds.
So you have, if you want to fly, you can legally fly IFR, but not VFR.
Okay.
Okay, VFR, visual flight rules. 3 statute mile visibility, 1,000 feet ceiling. That's VFR minimum. Okay? Next. If you have any question, I'm going to cover it very slow so it will be very understood. Okay? Next. So we write it more organized here. VFR minimum, 3 mile, 1,000 feet ceiling. Okay? Next, if you fly in the air, you cannot get closer, if this is a cloud, no less than 500 feet below. No less than 500 feet below the cloud. No less than 2,000 feet horizontal, and no less than 1,000 feet above. So you can see already, if you have 3 miles and 1,000 feet, you cannot fly legally, because if you fly 500 feet, you are too close to the ground. Some places you can, if there is no houses. There is another rule says that if there is a building here, you have to fly no less than 1,000 feet over that congested area. Let's say city, you have few buildings. If there is one building, one person, you can go as close as 500 feet to that, above that person.
And I memorized that one by Cessna 152.
Yes, so basically there is an aircraft called Cessna 152. Okay, this is a type of an aircraft, it's a 2-seater aircraft. So we say VFR minimum is 152, which meaning 3 mile visibility, 1,000 feet ceiling, 500 feet below, 2,000 feet horizontal, 1,000 feet above.
Again, please.
Okay? 3 mile visibility, 1,000 feet above, 500 feet below, and 2,000 feet horizontal, the cloud.
And that's also the name of the plane.
That's the name, a type of aircraft. That's what helps some pilot to remember
Okay.
what sequence of
2,000?
flight.
Is it
2,000 feet.
like from the
Yeah.
side?
Okay, very important to say here, guys, that 6,000 feet plus, I don't remember exactly, but 6,000 something, it's equal 1 nautical mile. Okay?
Oh, oh.
6,000 feet equal 1 nautical mile. And if you want to know in kilometer, it's 1.8 kilometer. And if you want to know in statute mile, a statute mile about 5,000 feet and something, it's 1 statute mile.
So, okay, 1.8 kilometers?
Yeah. But we don't use kilometer, we use nautical mile.
So
Only visibility is statute mile. Got it? So far?
Wait.
I still don't really get the idea of the nautical mile and the statute mile.
Nautical mile, it's a number. Like you have kilometer?
Yeah.
We don't use kilometer. We use nautical mile.
Which is not miles, it's more than miles.
It's more than
1.60.
statute miles. It's more than road miles. There is sea mile, aviation, aircraft, and boat using nautical mile.
Nautical mile.
If you take an airplane, you turn it upside down, it's like a boat.
True.
The same thing. And the lights also, we have a green light and red light one side, so you can know at night where the airplane, if it's coming at you, if it goes away. In both, it's the same lights, green and red. Okay, any questions?
Like the reason you cannot be next to a cloud is because do not like from
What?
crash because of crashes. Like you cannot be
No,
near a
because
cloud.
you are licensed to fly visually,
Oh, okay.
not instrument.
Okay.
If you fly instrument, you have to register, it's a whole different ballgame. All right?
So basically, if we were learning instruments, we would fly today?
you can fly instrument as well today with instructor who is any instructor actually can file instrument and fly with you today. But he cannot log as you can log his instrument time as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
not good if if you don't have to.
All right. Next. So you see that's the minimum for VFR. It's 3 mile, 1,000 feet ceiling, right? However, when you guys going to fly solo by yourself, I say whatever the minimums is in regulations, it's time 3 minimum. That means if it's a 3 mile visibility, it will be 9. If it's 1,000 feet, 3,000. So we don't say 9 because we round it up 10. So when you fly by yourself, it will be minimum 10 miles visibility. And minimum 3,000 feet ceiling to fly in the local area, in the airport. When you go cross country, I like to get at least 5,000.
So, like the first few solos, there will be perfect visibility in order to fly solo?
Most of the time, its visibility is about 10 mile or greater, unless there is some haze or so on. Okay, so that's the minimum. Now we have marginal VFR. You see how slow I go with it, Hussein? That's where we have to pick up because they are really right from the
Is
basic.
it the MVFR?
Marginal VFR, yes. Marginal VFR, it means this is the minimum. What is marginal? Marginal is 5 miles and how much ceiling? 2,000%? Or
Marginal,
3,000?
yeah, it's staying between 1,000 to 3,000 and visibility between 3 to 5.
3 to 5 and 2,000.
Yeah, if you want.
So anything less than 5 mile and 2,000 feet, that's considered to be marginal VFR.
Yeah.
And 1 feet less than that, it's IFR.
Huh?
This is marginal. It means it's VFR, but not that good.
I don't know.
How come it's bigger than the first one?
This is minimum.
This is minimum?
This is marginal. Margin.
Okay.
Yeah.
The VFR ככה ככה.
Okay.
יש מינימום ויש ככה ככה.
Marginal.
So like that's what I hear on the radio basically, or when I'm watching like.
You don't hear it on the radio. I'm talking about the aviation.
No, but
Pilot.
where do I hear it?
When you hear it, you have to know it as a pilot.
Okay, but
You don't hear it. You know it.
no,
If
like
you get in the airport, visibility and sky, you know if you are capable, if you are allowed to fly with your rating and license.
No, for sure. I'm just asking where will I use it, like those words
In the-
specifically. Because I can say like, it's a good day to fly or not a good day. I'm asking like, when do you say specifically those words, like the VFR, or like, is it like between, this is like contact how you speak with other?
When you, we're going to keep talking and you'll understand.
Okay.
I know it's too early. All right, next. I understand there are some questions. It's all new material and you'll get it more. All right, next thing is like basically how we get weather for pilots, weather. Okay? After we heard what's VFR minimums, where you get that weather, where do you go, what do you do? Okay, for pilot, you can look at TV, okay? TV, radio, call an airport. Okay, look at FD. FD, it's facility directory.
It's in the internet?
Facility directory.
There's one right there.
FD?
can use, yeah.
No, I have on my table. Can you grab a couple?
Oh,
so they can see?
yeah.
On my desk. Facility directory, it's a book that put all the airport in section in United States. For example, the one he's going to show you now, it's Northeast, which is New York State. It's within this area.
Not in the United States, only not
Yeah.
this region.
Okay, so this is facility directory, what you're holding, and you got the Northeast. If you turn the book the other side, you'll see how many facility directory in United States. Within this book, the Northeast, you have the listed all the airport within those states in this area. You have something called ASOS,
Not ISIS.
Automatic Service Observation System, and you can copy the phone number from that book, call, and you get recording. For example, I want you to listen how it sounds, the ASOS for Republic Airport. There is a phone number that you can get from
I'll
this
show you how
book.
to get it from.
Yeah.
From the first one. Let's see. You gotta go look for Farmingdale. We start from Farmingdale Airport in Republic. Let's see. First we go to the state. It's the state right here. It says Connecticut.
Okay, guys, so here, that's how ASOS for Republic Airport sounds like.
I'm gonna show you how to get it.
Local time to 2300 local time. The common traffic advisory frequency is
You're calling a number, and you get recording. Every minute, the weather.
It's like in the radio that they
IFR
have a
departure
loop.
aircraft contact New York approach control on frequency 128.25 for IFR clearances and releases. For additional information, contact New York approach control on frequency 125.7.
And I'm going to copy what he's going to say.
That done?
Farmingdale Republic
Get that done?
Airport.
Let's go to
Automated weather observation. 1528 Zulu. Wind variable at 06. Visibility 10. Sky conditions broken 900. Overcast 1300. Temperature 07 Celsius. Dew point 04 Celsius. Altimeter 3000. Remarks. Ceiling variable between 800 and 1100. Density altitude minus 900. Republic Tower hours of operation are 0700 local time to 2300 local time. Common traffic
Okay, what we had here. So basically, we got some information. We got, this is Republic Airport automatic briefing. The time, 1528 Zulu time. Zulu time, universal time, international time, it's the same time. All the world using the same time. It's right now, any place in the world, the same time. You have to convert your time to that time. It's called universal time. What is universal time? What is Greenwich time, you know?
It's the GTM.
What is it?
It's time. It's the time in
What is
in
GTM
United
mean?
Kingdom.
What's GTM mean?
Greenwich
Meantime.
time. I don't remember.
Meaning, okay. And where is it from?
It's from England.
England. Why it's from England?
There they invented time. The
Why
concept
they
of time?
invented the time?
In the middle.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's in the middle. The
It's equator.
yeah. No, not the equator. It's the meridian line.
Okay, forget what you guys say because there is a law of primacy. You know it's a law of primacy? What you hear the first time, you remember it. So we have to remember the right things.
Okay.
And the right thing is, England, it's the center of the world when it comes to time. Why they are the center of the world when it comes to time? Because the British, they mapped the world. They say, we map the world, we are the center of the world in time. Greenwich, it's a town in London. And from that place, if you ever been in Greenwich, in London, you go, there is a brass line in the middle of the sidewalk. It says latitude 0. Okay, this is the world, okay? England says, we map the world, we are number 1. So they put line from the North Pole to the South Pole, they call it 0. It's called meridian. Now, from England, east and west, that's how the world divided. From England, east will be 10 degrees east, 20 degrees east, 30 degrees east, and so on. And west, towards America. If you look at the map, we are here at about 70 degrees west. west of London, of England.
That means minus.
The British mapped the world. They choose those lines. They choose 0 latitude, which is England. So latitude, it's the long line, goes from North Pole to South Pole. Okay, we have the long circle and we have the short circle. Short circle, it's equator. So you have the equator here, northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere. 10 degrees south, 20 degrees south of the equator. 10 degrees north, 20 degrees north of the equator. There is only 180 degrees, no east, no south. That's exactly the other side of England. And those lines called meridian. All right?
Why
There
it's
is
called
only
meridian?
one place in the world which the British didn't map. You know which one is that?
Australia.
It was Antarctica.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The King of Norway sent a letter to England. We're going to map. You didn't map Antarctica. We picking up people and we're going to map Antarctica. There was a race between England and Norway to Antarctica. The Norway picked up 2 boats, very light, a lot of dogs and horses, and 19 people went to map Antarctica. The British took 6 boats, vehicles at that time, you know, it's the beginning of 1900. They got at the same time to Antarctica, but because there were only 19 people in Norway, they got the first to the tip of Antarctica, put the flag, and the Norway map Antarctica. Anyway, but there is a story. They took with them food, enough, but it's so cold there that the people ate double, and they didn't have food. They started eating the horses, you know, on the way. But it's a story. So you should look at that. Who mapped Antarctica? And it's a very nice story by itself. Okay, I don't
Why
want
is
to
it
waste
called
too much
meridian?
time on that, but this is Zulu time, Universal Time, Greenwich Time. We are here in New York, 5 hours minus in the winter, 4 hours minus in the summer. So you look at this time, 1528, all right, 5 hours, 1028. That's where this information was taken. So basically I'm talking about that for 6 minutes, because it's every minute. This automatic surface observation system, ACES. You can get the phone number from the facility directory. You can call to any airport that have this system and get the weather.
It's easier to
Okay,
get it.
formula, yeah, question.
No, it's somehow to get it from here.
No, don't worry about that. That's too early. What you going into, it's very easy to get, you know, into canals and get lost the main purpose. The main purpose is give an overlay, go over, give some information.
So it was at 10:28 the last time they took it?
Yeah, you take 5 hours minus from Zulu time
So here's
or Greenwich time,
10:28.
and you get the local time.
Okay.
Right. Okay, farming there. 1528 Zulu time, which we know. Wind, it's variable at 6 knots. What's mean variable? There is no certain direction. No certain, it's variable, it's moving. All right?
So wait, now, last question about the previous subject.
You can ask me.
152. This is the current time in England.
1528.
So now it's 3 o'clock and 8 minutes in England.
Very good. All right? Okay, next. Wind variable, when it doesn't come from certain direction. It moves, it's variable. Whenever you hear wind come, how many knots of wind is that, you know?
3.
3. So the way to remember it, whenever you see wind come entry, the wind is 3 or less than 3. It's a rhyme. Wind come entry, wind 3 or less than 3. All right? It's a question in the written tests.
Wait, I
Wind
didn't
come
get
and
it.
3
What?
and less than 3.
No. אם יש חוויך wind come,
Uh-huh.
if they say wind come,
It's less than 3.
it means the wind is 3 knots
Uh-huh.
or less than 3.
Okay.
Come entry, wind 3, less 3, 3, 3, 3. All right. Visibility.
לא הבנת?
No.
יש חרוז.
No, English, English.
Wind
No,
come.
what's the 06? What does that mean?
It's
the-
6 knots.
That the wind is very.
Oh,
That's the
6
speed
knots.
of the wind. 6 knots, variable, it's moving direction.
Everything it can change from direction to direction on regular
Correct.
basis.
So
Correct.
it's like 336
What? Speak loud.
36,000 feet? What you
6
said?
knots. The wind is the speed of the wind. That's the speed of the wind. It's 6 knots.
Yeah, no, this one I got. You said that 1.8 kilometers, 1 knot.
Forget about kilometer. We don't know kilometer in America.
No, I want to know.
I just gave you kilometer one time and I forget about this.
So
I don't care about kilometer. There is no kilometer anymore.
Yeah, it's
There
so,
is
so 1
centigrade.
knot is 6,000 feet?
6,000, it's about 1 nautical mile.
Okay. No, I just want to know how much is it.
Yeah, no kilometer anymore.
Outside of the
Speed.
States,
Spoke
do
about
they
it
use
one
I just
miles?
want to know
What?
how fast
Outside of the
how
United
fast
States, do
it
you use
is.
miles or they all use kilometers?
Every country,
It's
whatever
not-
they go. If you go by the British, there is a British mile. If you go by American, there is American mile. If you go by British, there is a British gallon, which is more than 4 liter a gallon. And if you're in America, you go by American gallon, which is less than 4 gallons.
So
4
when you're
liters.
an international pilot, you need to understand whenever
No. You are internet. If you fly in Israel, yeah,
Mhm.
you have to use what the government, the FAA, what the American, by nautical mile.
If I use the other one, I need to
If-
use the American one?
If you are in China, in
Mhm.
a small village in China,
Mhm.
you fly airplane,
Mhm.
everybody say cha 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 cha. You say hello. Everybody has to switch to English.
Everybody English, yeah.
English, United States one.
Then they curse you in Chinese from now to the moon. But this is the rules. The universal language in aviation, it's English.
Okay.
But let me tell you something. Prior to 1950, it was French. The aviation language. All right, so I cannot imagine learning now French. So, I mean, for Hero it would be easier.
Yeah, but English is English.
But still, yeah. All right, guys, 10-mile visibility. What's the minimum for VFR?
VFR is 3.
3, and we have 10 mile. 10 mile is good, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's minimum ceiling for VFR?
3,000. 1,000.
1,000. What we have?
900.
All right. What we're
100.
missing? Not exactly, but you have to be over the houses 1,000.
Mhm.
And you have to be 500 feet below.
Sounds
So you
good.
need really 1,600.
Mm-hmm. 1,600. Why
Yes, sir.
1,600? Because
Um,
500.
I
Like,
know I'm
so
confusing a little bit.
VFR is 1,000, right?
That's right.
But pattern altitude is 1,100. So technically, you wouldn't be able to fly if it's 1,000 feet.
No, that's a very good point, and I'm glad you brought it, and I'll talk about it. 1,100 traffic pattern altitude. If you stay in this airport, there is TPA, traffic pattern altitude minimum, 1,100 feet. However, you need to be 500 feet below the cloud. So if there is 1,500 feet cloud, you can still not fly legally here. So you need 1,600 at least to have 500 feet below. Yeah.
So you need to be 1,000 miles below the clouds.
Not
and
miles.
Feet.
Yes.
1,000 feet below the clouds, and at the same
500
time
feet
you need to
below
be
the cloud.
huh?
500 feet below the cloud.
500 feet below the cloud and 1,000.
1,000 feet above the cloud and 2,000 feet horizontal. Sorry for breaking you up. I don't want you to say something wrong when people get it the first time.
Okay. Afterwards, I will practice.
All right.
What's VR?
Okay, VR, it means broken layer. And now we're getting to another subject of talk.
Isn't that BRK?
Huh?
Isn't that BRK?
You can put BRK, okay. I write it for short, broken. You'll find your own way to write things as long as you can read it.
Broken layers.
All right? Okay. In aviation, as far as reading clouds,
Oh, okay.
as far we're reading clouds, so you have number 1, clear. Very important, guys, write it down, you have to know that. Clear, it means the sky is clear, there is no clouds up to 10. After that, we have few,
This was yesterday.
okay, and few, it's up to, if you look at the sky, the whole sky, up to 10, it's 10 to 30, right, Musin?
Yes, sir.
All right? So it's 10 to 30% of the sky coverage, that would be few.
And again, I decided. Like when I fly the plane, I decide if it's few.
Right now we got the briefing,
Mm-hmm.
and the automatic machine tells you.
Okay.
All right? So few, if you look at the whole sky, like a ceiling,
Mm-hmm.
all right? If there are less than 10% of the sky covering, it's clear. It's more than 10%, up to 30%, that would be few. All right?
So 0 until 10 is clear, and 10 until 30 is few.
Yeah. Now, 3, scattered. scattered, it's 40% of the sky. That would be scattered cloud.
It's like
Alright.
a cloudy day.
Like 40%. You see clouds, and if you put them together, it's about 40% coverage. The whole sky. Okay, broken. Broken, it's 7/10 of the sky. That would be broken. So 7 till 9, that would be
It's
broken.
like broken visibility.
I'm talking about sky,
Yeah,
clouds,
yeah, but
broken layer.
Broken.
So if you look at if I look at this ceiling, 70% of whatever I see here, there is cloud, that's broken layer. All right? And now, ceiling is 9/10 to 10/10. So basically, like today, it's pretty much overcast. All
You
right?
can write them down, you're gonna need them.
Okay, here. So we have broken 900, broken 1,300. So you see broken, broken. All right?
Why do you have it twice?
Because there is a broken layer at 900 feet and there is a broken layer at 1,300 feet. There is broken cloud, 70%, and at 1,300, another broken cloud, 70%. So broken and broken makes ceiling.
Okay.
70%, 70%, 140%. It's more than 100%.
So right now outside there is one layer of cloud, and then
It's,
above that
900
there is
feet.
another layer of different cloud.
Yeah. Sometimes it could be 2,000 feet few, 7,000 feet scattered, 9,000 feet broken, and 20,000 feet overcast.
Overcast. What is an overcast?
Yeah. 10/10.
Okay.
All cloudy.
Whose phone is that?
Yours?
What?
This one.
No.
Oh, anytime.
Okay. This is my business, no? This is my Samsung שלי?
Yeah.
צריך לענות על זה, flight school, נו מהר.
Flight school, Michael speaking, how may I help you? אני אדבר איתך אחר כך כפרה. ביי.
All right, understand about this sky coverage? We'll finish that, just this portion, then we'll take a break, and then more will continue with how we get weather, who we call, how we call the briefer, what is it, the standard briefing, what is outlook, what is abbreviated briefing. All of this more will cover next. Yes?
So by, how do you call again the clear view? How is it the whole subject called? Visibility or clouds?
No, cloud coverage.
Cloud coverage. So like when I call and they say what is the different attitudes of cloud coverage, I decide what is the best way to fly.
It's not decide. They give you information, you do whatever you
Yeah, I
want.
decide,
And
that's
you
what I
have to
meant.
understand what's the cloud coverage. That's
Okay.
all. That's all. All right? Got it so far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I take it off?
Yeah.
What's the rest of it? Oh,
רשמת את הסילינג?
yeah, right.
Okay.
Okay, next. You see, so after the cloud coverage, we got here the temperature, 07 dew point 04. Okay, that's in centigrade, in Celsius, centigrade. Okay, what we see here, we see the temperature outside right now, it's 7 degrees centigrade, okay?
Use the
Dew point, whenever you hear dew point, you know what's a dew in English?
to do.
What's it do?
Do is two. D-U-E?
No, dew, it's wet,
Oh,
done. Like dew paint, somebody painting, the paint is wet, dew. So that's how much humidity in the air right now.
Why do they use Celsius and not Fahrenheit?
That's how they decide in aviation to use centigrade because it's easier to know where the freezing level is. Fahrenheit is 32, centigrade is 0, and that's how we use it in aviation.
Okay.
Centigrade. So everything in aviation, it's whatever served the best aviation. All right, 4 degrees dew point. That means how much humidity in the air. What it means? It means when that cool to this, it's 100% saturation. In other words, rain. When you see numbers like that, between 7 and 4, what's the difference?
3.
3. The air cooled 2 degrees per 1,000 feet. So at 1,500 feet, I'm expecting rain. You got this point?
At 1,500 feet, it's possibly raining right now?
What is cloud?
It's rain, it's water.
It's a standing rain.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
So you fly inside the cloud.
Every 1,000 feet, the air cooled by 2 degrees Celsius. Okay? So if you have 7,000 feet, it will be 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Another 1,000 feet could be how much?
5,
2. Right? If the dew point is 4, and this the difference between 7 and 4 is 3, and I said the air cooled by 2 degrees per 1,000 feet, it will be at 1,500 feet. You can expect rain.
Or you can know how high a cloud is from.
Yeah.
seven
If you see cloud outside, and I know the temperature dew point, I know what the height of the cloud.
Okay, give me another explanation please for this, or
The air cooled by 2 degrees per 1,000 feet.
yeah, okay.
Now, if it's very moist, there is it's a standard.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now, what is it the standard?
That is every 1,000 feet.
What is the standard temperature? You know?
The standard temperature?
Yes.
Here, I know in Israel it's 23.
It's not here. It's all over the world. It's one word for standard. There is no different here. Israel or Morocco or Africa.
No idea.
It's all one standard temperature. The standard temperature in the world, it's 15 degrees Celsius.
Fahrenheit.
Okay.
And the pressure, we talked about it in the car, remember?
Uh-huh.
And the pressure is 2992. That's a standard. What it means standard? They took the temperature in all over the world, they divided, and they got to a standard. That's the average temperature in the world.
Okay.
All right?
And what do you mean by pressure?
Pressure, air as pressure, have weight.
Mm-hmm.
So when it's 15 degrees Celsius at sea level, the standard pressure is 2992.
The
So
amount-
2992.
the density.
It's actually.
As the pressure goes up, yeah,
Uh-huh.
temperature goes up.
I believe it's
Uh-huh.
14
The
point
pressure
just
goes down,
pound.
temperature goes down.
Okay.
You see why we have carburetor heat?
Uh-huh.
Because the venturi, the air is speeding up in the carburetor.
Uh-huh.
The pressure decreases, the temperature decreases.
Uh-huh.
So the moist in there can turn to ice in the carburetor.
Uh-huh.
So that's why we have a carburetor heat. Got it?
Yeah.
Think so?
Okay, the standard pressure, 2992. Today the pressure in the field, 3000. So basically if I take 2992 minus 3000, I get here, this is 10.8, this is 9.9. So basically density altitude today, it's minus 800 feet. And that's what I said. I know I lost. I know you lost me. All right, so that's basically a way to check density altitude, how the plane will react in
Mm-hmm.
the place.
So
The more
plane will
the,
react at 8?
the colder it gets,
Uh-huh.
the airplane is more efficient in flight.
Uh-huh.
The warmer the place, the propeller
Yeah,
doesn't bite as much.
Yeah, Ahmed told us that it pushes less air because the air is less dense.
All right, so that's about that. Let's take a little break.